Now, I know everyone's had their bit to say about the National Press Club and China's ambassador popping up there today, but how can I not? Now, I'm not going to play you all the obvious of him threatening this, that and the other. I couldn't care less. I'm not entirely sure why the National Press Club constantly wants to platform this person, but I agree with Andrew Bolt, I agree with Chris Smith earlier in the night, that the media actually did a pretty good job of actually asking some tough questions. But none better than Chris Uhlmann, who has been dead on about the threat of China, who does not back down. It's a shame that he's going to resign from Channel 9 as their national political editor, because this bloke has the balls to actually talk truth to power. Have a look at what he said today.
You've occupied and militarised the South China Sea in contravention of international law. Recently, you threatened an Australian Air Force aircraft flying over those waters under rights under international law. Under international law, you've imprisoned our citizens without rights to national justice. Can you see why it might be that some Australians would think that when you talk about international law and positive policies, you do not do what you say?
Well done, son. Well done. That is excellent stuff. Truth to power. So how did the power handle it? Well, of course, in the usual arrogant fashion.
It is the necessary measures we have to take to protect the security of the areas which belong to us. Thirdly, you mentioned about the aircraft incident, about between China and Australia. May I point out that that incident was very unfortunate. It happened not in the South China Sea in general. It's happened at a particular location. That location is within the territorial space of an island that belongs to China. So just like you're in your house, within your compound, somebody is driving around, carrying a gun, and trying to peep into your window, see what you're doing in your family and what you're talking about between your family members, you feel a bit threatened, you feel uncomfortable.
Firstly, pal, we don't live in compounds here. Unlike the Uyghurs, who are, of course, in the northwest of China, who have no other option than to live in those compounds, to then work as slave labour, ironically building things like wind farms and solar panels for the rest of the world to feel better about itself. But this bloke was up to 11 when it came to arrogance.